listening to Retro Station, a retro game podcast. To get in the proper mindset for the episode, all the hosts are wearing spandex. Under their clothes, thank God.
Hi everybody, welcome to Retro Station, a retro game podcast. I'm David.
I'm Hilary.
And I'm Steven.
And today we're going to be talking about Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the PS2. Before we get to that, Hilary, have you played anything else?
No, I was going to, but then my handheld was giving me some problems, so...
We should amputate.
Yeah. Not my hand, my handheld.
Oh, your handheld. We should amputate your handheld. First we'll attach it to you.
So, I was going to play... There was a game that I was going to play, but I was going to switch and just play on the computer, but right now we just currently have Xbox controllers for our computer, and I actually don't really like that Xbox controller very much. So I actually ordered myself a PS2 controller to use for the computer.
Have you know, one isn't a Bideau controller, it's just shaped exactly like an Xbox controller. So let's be specific, okay? Okay. Just messing with you.
I know.
All right. Sorry. What about you, Steve? I don't know what's going on.
I played this game, and then I played, of course, a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3. I am in Act 3. I don't know if... I can't remember if they, actually put, Act 3 across the board, because I don't recall seeing that. But,
and you're missing the bunnies, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's no bunnies. It is kind of a weird feeling, and I feel like I can do spoilers now because the game's been out for a while, and if you haven't played it, then, skip ahead a little bit.
I played right up to 2 hours in, so as long as it's not past that, we're good.
Anyways, so
Druid area, right?
I am level 9, almost 10 out of a maximum of 12 in this game, and I just reached the outer parts of Baldur's Gate, and you're in this little town, and what makes it weird is in Act 1, you kind of crash land. You're in this open area, and you kind of have to find things, right? You have to find people to trade with. You have to find things to do. Bad guys could be around any corner, whatnot. Act 2, you're in the Shadowlands, which is even more bad stuff is here.
Right.
Anything bad can happen. There's one little town. Then Act 3... it's just town. And it's weird because you're just seeing people walk everywhere. And usually in the first 2 acts, anybody that you see, you can interact with. Not the case in this. They're just plain citizens. And so far, a lot of the quests that I've done have been more detective-y quests. Find this, go report to this guy. Which is very much different than go kill a squad of bad guys, rescue, whatever.
That seems so backwards from a lot of RPGs. Where
Right.
usually early on, it's we'll have you do really simple stuff, and then later on, it's going to be fight.
Right.
That's interesting.
And then, as opposed to someone who's just selling general goods, now they've split it up into a whole bunch of different shops. Which, I mean, if you're in a city, that's kind of how it's going to be. You're going to have a fruit dealer, you're going to have a fish dealer, you're going to have a weapons dealer and whatnot. There have been interactions, and I don't know if it's just because I've been so cautious with my leveling and, making sure to switch out people when they run out of spell slots so I can, make sure to have stuff before I take long rests and, utilize my whole crew before I take long rests and stuff like that. I went into a situation where this guy seemed very nervous. He gave this, I don't know how the bad guys didn't know, but he kept giving this code sentence. And one of the ladies that you're with is oh, this person reminds me of this person. And then that clicked in my brain, oh, this code's, and I attacked, right? Mm-hmm. And it was so I was level 9, and it was 6 or 7 level 8s. Which, against me and one other guy. Okay. So I have 4 people and then 1 computer. And because I chose the right thing and I attacked and they were pretending to be friends, I surprised them. And my person just happens to do critical against surprised enemies because I'm an assassin ranger. And then I get extra attacks. So just one of my people has at least 6 attacks before the bad guys go. And I'm doing like upwards of 50 damage on a critical. So
Yeah.
I wiped them before they got a chance to do anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So my ranger can get 3 attacks on the first round and then 2 after that. But she has like a bow that like you add the strength modifier as well.
Okay.
And then my monk has 2 regular attacks plus 2 bonus attacks. And the bonus attacks, you can use key points to do 2 attacks for 1 bonus attack. So essentially I have 6 attacks.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I'm using like a strength potion and I have like Tavern Brawler. So I'm doing essentially my dexterity plus my strength modifier on top of whatever like equipment modifiers I have for unarmed attacks. So that's crazy. And then I have 2 other characters that also do things. One is
They do something. I don't know.
One's like a summoner that summons a bunch of zombies, and one is a cleric that's just there to help.
The game needs to throw like a red dragon riding a Tarrasque at you. That's probably the fight.
I think there are dragons, but what I'm worried about is I've heard the final boss is tough.
I would assume.
Regardless.
I would hope.
But there are ways around it.
Okay.
So I might just take the easy way out. I'm not sure.
That'd be understandable.
Because you can take the easy way out and still get the honor mode victory.
Can you just talk the main bad guy out of being evil? He's like, you know what? I guess I'll open a shop.
I think you can. I think there's like a DC 99 roll that you could do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. That'd be kind of funny.
People have done it, apparently. I've seen it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So.
Kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't think I've played anything else. Just that I've done. Oh my god. My week has just been crazy busy between going to jiu-jitsu 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Jesus, dude.
And then running 3 times now.
In jiu-jitsu, is a blue belt pretty high?
No.
Pretty low.
Blue belt, so there's white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Okay, so it's like the second one. Okay.
Yeah. And depending on how many times per week you go, average is usually like 1 to 2 times per week. A lot is kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I could go 8 times a week. And so usually around, if you're going the average amount of times, usually between a year and a year and a half is a blue belt. And then it jumps. And then usually around 10 to 15 years is a black belt, to give you kind of an idea.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
But at your rate, you can do it in 3.
No. If I was rich, someone could just pay someone to give me a black
Give you one.
Yeah.
order off Amazon,
The women's wrestler EOS guy just got her, like a legitimate show, got her blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
And she's been a women's champion, Steve. You're really close to being able to be a women's champion. You could be the women's champion.
Could be.
You could be. I'd cheer for you.
Thanks.
Beat those women, Steve. Wait, that's not right. Don't do that. Bad idea. No.
Well, my coach is a black belt, and she is small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just kicks poop out of me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm 250.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know I saw her last night, but I've been friends with her on Facebook. Like she doesn't look like an imposing figure, but it's like, yeah, don't mess with her because she'll probably destroy you.
When you know the technique, you can really outmaster strength and weight and all sorts of stuff. So
yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of building towards. I'm using the strength and weight right now with what technique I've learned, but then I'm trying to slow things down because you get things. The joke is you're a spazzy white belt.
Okay.
And so what that means is you don't know much, right? So you're just trying to do whatever you can and as quick as possible. And especially since I came from a wrestling background, when it comes to wrestling, you're trying to do things really quick and powerful.
Right.
And try to get them on their back. Whereas jiu-jitsu is a lot more slowed down, calm, collective, do things the right way so that you can submit them.
Right.
So it's an interesting transition just to kind of step back, wait, feel like their weight adjustments if they're on top to like switch them so you're on top and do different things. But yeah.
Yeah, we went to a board game night last night with you at your jiu-jitsu place, and I mainly played with you guys, so I didn't play against anyone I didn't know, but I was ready to not argue any rules with anybody because I don't know who knows jiu-jitsu. I'm like, you're right, you do get to go twice. That's the rules. You are correct, sir or ma'am. I'm not going to fight with you.
Yeah, no, that was fun. We played Hues and Cues.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, which I've never played before that. I've seen people play it.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't play it either.
As the three of us are Warhammer painters, you know, it does make for an interesting. I tried to avoid it. You gave me some clues that, like, I don't know if anyone else would have gotten them, but yeah, that's okay. It worked out. So, what about you? How many games you play?
Not many. I don't know why. I don't know. I just got busy or something, but I did play one just a little bit. I played a game called Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara. This is on Steam. It's probably on other things. I think I probably got it in some kind of random bundle or something. It's very cartoony looking. It's very cute. It starts off, you're on an island and pirates have ravaged the island. By ravaged the island, I mean there's a few things that are broken. Also, the pirates are just hanging out. No one seems to mind, and they're pretty friendly. And I'm trying to, I guess, join them for some reason. And so they have these challenges I have to do. So I'm only on one challenge, and I just go to this island, and there's a level, and you have to get to the end of it, and you're trying to do it in a certain amount of time. So it's all just time-based platforming. I don't even know if there's real enemies in this game. Not that I'm aware. Not in the first challenge, anyway. It's all just running around, and you can like collect shells, which uses currency, which you can buy things with. I haven't bought anything because I didn't have enough currency yet. But I mean, it's cute. I think it might be aimed kind of younger because it's so like.
Kind of looks like, when they were jumping like around, kind of like a 3D platformer. Yeah. I keep thinking the first 3D platform I ever recall is like Mario.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's got its similarities. It's cute. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any enemies as much as there's like just dangerous environment.
Yeah, there's like obstacles and you don't want to like fall off of things, but it was kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see. I just kind of tested out just cause. So I don't know. It's all right. I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other yet, but it's very cute graphics, and I think it's very much okay for kids. Like there's no reason you couldn't have a kid play it. I think that'd be enjoyable.
It's interesting. So right now. It's currently $19.99.
I did not pay that for it.
Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara. But there's apparently a 5-item bundle that's $19.84, and it looks like it includes the game.
Maybe those items make the game worse.
Well, I don't know. It could just be other games. I think it's just other games.
Oh, it's other games. Yeah. Okay, well. Yeah, I think I got some kind of random... Every once in a while, they'll be like, here, you can get these 3 games for super cheap, and they're random. Okay.
But I mean, it's a bundle.
Yeah.
It looks like it includes that game, and it's cheaper than the game itself. So
yeah. Why not? If you want it, yeah.
And it's still there. And
I just can't yet tell you if you should get it. Weeks. Yeah. I don't know. Does it sound good? Do I non-committal opinion on this? Yes, I'd go for it. $20 and get a few other games too. I don't know. I don't even know how well it's reviewed. I didn't look at any of that. Does it have it on there?
I can tell you.
Yeah, because that might be better than whatever I'm saying. I'm not saying anything useful, honestly.
Yeah. All-time very positive, 89% of 159 people.
That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. So, yeah, I'm just not deep in enough to say. But it works on my little handheld, so that's nice. Yeah. So, yeah, light game week as far as other games go.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, what? Are you reading all about it?
Yeah. So one short negative review said, largely simplistic, many levels only use a subset of the player's abilities and moves, making some paths feel incomplete. then the good review, the one on top, is also not good. So it's interesting. I really enjoyed this game. Was surprisingly challenging. Getting 100% was fun and easy with practice. The only thing I regret is buying the rest of the devs' games.
Oh,
So
no.
this is in regards probably to that bundle.
That's why it's cheaper.
Because I've had issues with some of them, and the devs were just hostile and rude when I asked them for help with it, and basically told me that they don't work on the game anymore, so if you have issues, that's tough luck.
Wow.
Yeah. Thumbs up because the game is fun, thumbs down because the devs are rude.
So for a few cents extra, just buying the one game, you won't get regret.
But you support the devs more.
This is tough. Wait till it goes on sale for like 59 cents.
There you go.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm not telling you to buy it, but it's look at it, I guess, and then decide if you want to support people who are
the
jerky.
game looked good with the little video that I watched.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. It I don't know, man. Do what you want. Anyway. Wow, that was very helpful to everybody. That's how all our reviews are going to be from now on. Does anybody have news? Do you have news, Hilary?
No.
Steve?
By the time this comes out, you better have all your Christmas shopping done.
You really should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got a little bit of time, but
Like an hour.
yeah. If you're gonna get shipped from anywhere other than maybe Amazon, like,
Well, this one comes out just the week before, so
Yeah.
you'd have to go in and spend the full prices.
oh, good luck.
I saw, it's not news, but all the Friday deals after Thanksgiving and whatnot, and it just makes me think, like, I know we're old, but kids these days will never know, like, what it used to be, where you had to go in, avoid getting trampled, and, like, you fought for crazy deals, like 90% off TVs and whatnot. Whereas now, I literally saw it said deal. What was it? Oh, it was for like a Beyblade, and it was like $49.99 on sale. $49.99. You save $0. It like literally said that. Like, why even? Like, and apparently someone, it was at Target. Someone from that said they've worked at Target said, these are mailed to us. Someone higher up prints these and gives them to us to post. Like, who approved that?
Yeah.
What a deal.
AI.
You save $0.
Yeah.
But I mean,
well, it's also like just the like visual trickery, like the 99 cents.
If you just see sale, you just grab it too.
Yeah.
But like also, I saw one other person. It was Michael's, I think, and they said, "Oh, I came here because they said they were doing a 50% off. I normally buy," and it was like these
the little houses,
MDF houses for like $7. And so I was thinking, oh, I'd come in here and get them for $3.50. No, they marked them up to like $14, so they'd be on sale for the same price. Or I think in this case it was they marked it up more, so the sale price was
real
more
jacked up.
But yeah, and now those Friday deals are. They start like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Like the whole month is Black Friday now.
What the heck?
Yeah. There's thing I was looking today because there was a thing on Facebook. It was a game store and like, oh, we have like 20% off the Warhammer stuff. I'm like, well, that's better than most places usually have. And I went to look and they have a really small selection. I mean, if that's something you want, cool. But their prices are all just MSRP. Like, so I think maybe they probably did that too, or they marked them up and then marked them down. And then everyone else is like, hey, we got 15% off. It's like, you always have 15% off all year. You're just advertising it. Like, if you don't get it at GW, you can get it for 15% off, and GW won't let you do less than that. And that's what I hate too, is companies that will not let companies put the stuff on sale. Like, it's in their store. Let them do it now. Like, whatever they want to do.
You already got your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Them, so.
Pisses me off. Anyway.
Has there been any update on the GameStop? Did that already happen?
No, yes, it happened yesterday.
Yeah, but I haven't heard anything yet. I heard. I did hear one little fact though, but it was kind of before it happened that they were giving $5 for anything.
Gotcha. I think I mentioned that before, that it might be a flat rate.
Yeah, which is probably better than you get for turning in whatever came out yesterday.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not bad. At GameStop, I don't know. If you brought, I don't know if you. I wonder if they mean everything. Like if your 20 by 20 inch box, you hand it over. Whatever's in there, you get $5. Or if every item in there, you get $5. I'm guessing it's for the whole box.
Well, I thought it was just one item.
Maybe so. I don't know.
You could only give one item.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could go from
Weird.
one store to another. If they
Probably not.
have a way to keep.
You'll probably hear a bunch of stuff about it. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I know. There's got to be some weird stuff that still falls within their okay thing.
Other news. Fallout creator Tim Kaine has rejoined Xbox Obsidian Entertainment.
Oh.
I'm not too familiar. I don't look too much into it, but
I've heard the name, but I don't.
I think they're coming out with a new Fallout game, so it could be
Yeah. I always assume there's one on the distant horizon, along with Elder Scrolls. Like there's one coming somewhere. I heard in for The Witcher, they're trying to come out with 3 games in the space of 2 years or something, which that doesn't seem wise. It sounds fun if they're good, but I don't know that you can achieve Witcher 3 goodness on 3 different games in 2 years.
Yeah. The only way I could see that working is that if it was they were kind of somehow using the same programming for all 3 games, but then just altering it a little bit. Each game had a different main character,
I feel like 3
or something.
games coming out in that little a time is basically just saying we're creating same day content that we're going to release later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like DLC.
It's one game, we split it in 3.
So we get more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Because, honestly, yeah. We would love for, 3 games of our favorite whatever to come out in a quick back-to-back period. But what if the first game sucks? Then we've already, we already know that the other 2 games were kind of built on the same progress.
Yeah.
So it's
It's just not, I don't think it's, with today's, it's not reasonable in today's technology. If you were at 16-bit days and earlier, yeah, okay, maybe they could probably crank some stuff out. That's okay. But now, I don't. It's either going to be 3 very short games that should be 1 game, or it's like you said, it's going to be bad. So, I'm trying, but I love The Witcher 3. I'm going to try to be optimistic. Hopefully it's all fantastic and great. I just don't see how. But maybe they have secret tricks that I don't know.
Yeah.
So Sega has addressed the whole AI thing. It says they're using it for efficiency improvements, but is trying to be really cautious about how they use it because they have realized that the general public does not like lots of AI stuff in their game, and they would like the general public to like what they put out. So, unlike a lot of companies, they're going to be like, hey, we're going to be kind of chill about this, which is great. It means whatever comes in the next Yakuza game, the next Persona game, et cetera, might not be a disaster in some weird ways. We can help. I'm just glad that they're theoretically listening. I hope they stick with that. That's the tough part, because I'm sure it is cheaper to use AI for whatever, but I hope that they keep doing that. And I hope it brings them more success so other companies look at it and be like, oh, you know what? This actually matters to people enough that we need to have people doing important things. That's all. I think it's good. The other thing, Death Stranding 2 PC release was probably leaked because it got an ESRB rating. I never played Death Stranding 1. Every video I saw of it was Norman Reedus trudging through snow carrying a ridiculously large backpack. And sometimes there's a baby. I don't know what this game's about. I've heard it described as a FedEx delivery simulator.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
Or a walking simulator. So
that's exactly what you want to do after delivering
I know,
mail all day, right?
It's made by Hideo Kojima, who made Metal Gear. He makes cool stuff with at least interesting stories. If you're out there and you love Death Stranding, please explain it to me, because I just look at it like, this looks pretty. It probably has a cool story, but in between the story, it looks dull. It looks so dull. I hope it's not. I did see some video of Death Stranding 2, and it looks like there's creatures that the person was mainly running away from. I don't know. But if you like Death Stranding and you have a PC, it's coming out. I don't know how surprising that is. Sony's been really good about putting their big games out on PC. Death Stranding 1 came out, so it's not super shocking. They're also kind of known for not putting their ports from PlayStation to PC on sale very often or by very much. So I'll have to wait 8 more years to buy Stellar Blade when it's down to 35 when it should be 10 or something. Whatever. Anyway, but it's coming. If you're excited, cool. Tell me why. Really, honestly, I want to understand it, because I don't. I I don't even, and this is on me because I probably could look up videos or reviews and understand it better, but I'm like, I don't want to read about them carrying giant backpacks with the smell.
I think the first things I've heard about this game, because it has been like nominated for like Game of the Years and stuff like that, is that it's just like a UPS simulator or a mail delivery simulator, and it's like, how is that fun?
I don't know.
But I don't know. People play semi simulators and farming simulators, and where you're just on a tractor.
Even like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley, it's hard to like tell if they don't have any idea what that is. You try to tell them about that, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go play Battlefield. Thanks." Because
I've seen the graphics. The graphics look amazing.
Oh yeah, they're gorgeous.
But like, why?
It's like I can trudge through the snow in my real life, and it'll be even prettier. So, and I won't be carrying a giant backpack. I don't know, man. Like, it's probably cool. I'm sure it's just please explain it. I don't want to read a whole review. Just you people. I will read whatever you send me. Tell me about it, people, please. I want to understand. I don't. So, but it's coming. If you're excited, yay! Good for you. I hope you get it. I hope it's great. I hope it runs perfectly. Yeah. Death Stranding 2. Norman Reedus carrying a backpack. There's a baby. Woo! Game. Got it. Okay. Cool. That's all the news I've got.
All right.
So, ready for Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
There's
do you have something? Oh, hold on.
I don't know if it's video game news, but it's video game adjacent.
Okay.
Did you hear that Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa passed away? Normally this is Hillary's bum news. Yeah. But he was in Mortal Kombat, Last Emperor, Man in the High Castle. He was 75 years old.
Yeah.
Since he was in Mortal Kombat, I figured that was semi...
Definitely.
Jason.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is it. That's more. Yeah. I know I've seen him in some of those things. I can't even remember if I watched the whole Mortal Kombat movie. But I watched some of Man in the High Castle. I don't know.
Which Mortal Kombat movie? There's tons of them.
The one I watched.
I think he was in the original one.
Probably, yeah. You should be a goth girl. How come you wear so many colors?
I kind of was in high school.
Kind of.
Okay. So, a little bit.
That's acceptable.
I'm like more like pastel goth now.
Pastel goth?
Pastel Easter
Have you not heard of that before? There's glitter goth, pastel goth, and goth.
I don't understand. This is like, you know what it's like? It's like the heavy metal thing. If you say, oh, I like heavy metal, or like, oh, which kind? Death metal, black metal, symphonic metal, fantasy metal, turquoise metal, Cocoa Puffs metal, like electric guitars and people singing. That's the kind. That's what this is. I don't understand. Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yes.
Cool. Let me know if any of these are spandex goths or anything like that.
All right, so this week we played Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the PS2. The theme was PS2 superheroes. So this game was released in 2006, developed by Raven Software and published by Activision. Originally released for the PS2, Xbox, and the Xbox 360. It was also released for Windows, PSP, PS3, PS4, Wii, Xbox One.
Jesus.
And there was a special release for the Game Boy Advance.
Was there one on the Atari 2600? I'd like to play that.
Yeah. The Game Boy Advance one was developed by a different company, Barking Lizards Technology.
Lizards don't normally bark.
That's my favorite company,
Yeah.
Barking Lizards. All the great games they've made.
And then there was also a re-release of the game in 2016.
Man.
So it's been around.
I didn't realize it's been on so many things.
And there's a couple sequels to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a role-playing beat-em-up game where you control a team of 4 Marvel superheroes at a time. Or you can play it as a multiplayer, either online or in person, with each player controlling a single superhero. So for this game, the ultimate goal is to try and defeat Dr. Doom and his Masters of Evil group. And so there's a lot of different storylines or missions that you go on. You're working with S.H.I.E.L.D. and trying to stop them from doing whatever they're currently trying to do. Each character has 4 different costumes that can offer slightly different bonuses. and some of the costumes will show variants of like basically different people that held that mantle. So some of the examples is there's a Thor costume that makes you Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, cool.
And there's an Iron Man where you can be
He's the
War
alligator,
Machine.
right?
Huh?
He's the alligator.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Trying to flex my knowledge.
Good job. I'm impressed because you don't like superheroes that much. Oh. I'm just throwing my phone at Steve. Sorry, Steve.
I'm impressed.
I did.
I know
How dare
that.
you.
I know that from the Marvel tabletop game. I was around when that piece came out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's the only reason.
So there's main missions, and there are some, they don't really call them side quests, but there are some like kind of side missions that you can do within the main missions that are kind of volunteer or kind of hidden within the main mission. So sometimes if you're just playing along without doing a walkthrough, you can sometimes just do it on your own, and then sometimes you might have to look up some more stuff to do those missions. Overall, there is over 140 Marvel characters in the game. Obviously not all playable. Some of them are playable, some of them are bosses, and some of them are just NPCs. For playable characters, there's originally 23 characters to play as. A lot of them are available right away. Some of them you have to unlock. And then with there being so many versions that have come out, some of the later versions had added characters. The Game Boy Advance did something weird and like say they like didn't have some characters, but then they added some characters. Then there were some characters that like only did certain things. So the Game Boy Advance one was a very like outlier one. So with all the different characters added and removed and downloadables across all the ones, there's a total of 38 playable characters.
Damn.
Wow.
I did make a list of them. So the main 23 characters are Black Panther, Blade, Captain America, Daredevil, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Elektra, Ghost Rider, Human Torch, Iceman, Invisible Woman, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Mr. Fantastic, Miss Marvel, Nick Fury, Silver Surfer, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Storm, Thing, Thor, and Wolverine. The 15 other characters, there was Black Widow that was exclusive for the PSP, Captain Marvel that was also exclusive for the PSP, Colossus, Cyclops, Doctor Doom was in a special villain pack, Hawkeye, Hulk, Magneto was also in a special villain pack. There was a special villain pack that had Doctor Doom, Magneto, Sabretooth, and Venom. Moon Knight, Namor, Nightcrawler, Jean Grey, and Ronan were also available in later editions.
Okay, can you give us the background on those characters?
Did you say was Deadpool in there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that.
So then the reviews overall, because it came out on so many different systems, there was a pretty big range of reviews. Taking out the Game Boy Advance one, overall it had a 78 to 83% on Metacritic, and Game Informer gave it a 9.5 or 9.25 out of 10, and IGN gave it 8.1 out of 10. Several of the reviewers praised how the cast of the characters and how many superheroes it brought into it. With Scott Skarkey from OneUp.com saying even if your favorite character isn't playable, there's a good chance that they'll show up at some point. Like I said, the Game Boy Advance one was kind of a outliner with a lot of the reviews only gave it a 2 out of 10.
Ooh.
From both GameSpot and IGN.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's like basically like for the most part the reviews were like this is just terrible.
Well, Game Boy Advance, I feel like that's a back step from
Yeah.
The big consoles.
Yeah, and then you're going from a big console to a little cassette, and then it was also a different developer. So
yeah, I never heard of that developer,
Yeah.
so I don't.
Barking Lizard.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of them before, but I don't remember what like.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They obviously
but,
didn't make a huge impact on gaming in a positive way.
yeah, so lots of different platforms to play on. skip that one.
I think I may have owned the 360 one, I feel like, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I definitely have one of them, but...
I remember one of them being on the shelf.
Yeah.
So it also received some rewards in 2006. So GameSpot gave it the best use of creative license. Wizard Magazine gave it Game of the Year, and IGN gave it the best storyline on a PS3.
Nice.
There are 2 sequels. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 came out in 2009, and it kind of follows the Civil War storyline. And then Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 came out in 2019 with a different developer, Team Ninja, published by Nintendo for the Switch. And that storyline is kind of similar to Infinity War, where your team is trying to stop Thanos and the Black Order from collecting all the Infinity Stones.
Oh, Team Ninja. That I wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
That's our Dead or Alive Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
So that's all the information, or back information I have about it. So
I'm surprised that you haven't heard of Barking Lizard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. They've made such bangers such as Nickelodeon's Zoe 101.
Oh, damn, that was one of my favorite games.
Nickelodeon's Zoe 101 Field Trip Fiasco.
Ooh.
X-Men Legends.
For all of the systems?
I don't know. Probably just the Game Boy Advance, I imagine.
So that's what Legend games were good.
This one says for the hands-on mobile.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Yeah, that's probably not good.
And then Nickelodeon's The Naked Brothers Band, the game.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Bangers. Like, who cares about Grand Theft Auto 6? When's the sequel to that one coming? How many more Naked Brothers Band? Okay.
So,
Cool.
did you guys have a favorite team that you guys played with?
I was still kind of experimenting. I kind of always had Wolverine. I really liked using Storm, because, like, Monarch was super easy to kick his ass, because I would just have Cote thing where she calls lightning straight down, and I would just avoid his little shots. So she was pretty rad. I don't know. I feel like everyone else is kind of... I was, like, switching them in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But I put Deadpool in there, but he wasn't, like, constantly saying things. So I was a little
He would say things if you had him be the leader.
Right, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I think last time I was using the Thing, but it was underwater, and I was just focusing on swimming and hitting people, so I don't even know what he was doing. So I'm not sure. But always Wolverine, and I think I would always probably have Storm, too.
Yeah, I kind of filtered some in and out. I tried to use, like, the main 4 for quite a bit, just so I could, like, I didn't want to be, what is it called, like, a master of none, you know?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. I was trying to get good with, like, a core group, so.
That makes sense. What about you?
I did a core group of Wolverine, Storm, Spider-Man, and Deadpool.
Gotcha.
So.
My whole reason for having Wolverine, besides just liking him as a character, is I noticed that he destroys crates faster than Spider-Man did. So I'm like, well, obviously, Wolverine over Spider-Man if I have to pick the one.
I don't know. It just it seems like it can be a little overwhelming having so many characters to
There's a
choose,
lot,
and you can only get 4 in your group. Like I'm having that problem with Baldur's Gate 3 as well, and I only have 8. And I get to choose 4.
Yeah.
Imagine having 20 something.
Well,
yeah.
Because you're not a big superhero fan,
right?
In general, were you familiar with most of the characters or no? Like,
oh yeah, okay. I know.
I wasn't sure.
Like I've seen the Marvel movies. When I was younger, I used to collect Marvel cards and read the comics and stuff. So I mean, I'm just not outwardly like Marvel-y.
Yeah, gotcha.
If that makes sense. So like I probably don't know like deep lore on most of them, but like I've seen all the Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
And I like Wolverine.
Yeah. I was kind of like, at first I was like, well, I'll pick the people I like, and then I'm like, oh, I should think of this. I don't even know if it matters, but it's like, I should think of this as an RPG. So I'm like, Wolverine, who's my, run up, do damage. I put in Thing, because he's probably big in tank. I don't even know if this translates to the game stats at all, but this is what I was doing. I have Storm for, like, range stuff, and, like, I was trying to, like, create what I thought would be a balanced team with what I had available.
I kind of did the same line. So, like, because, like, the original team that you start off with in the game is Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America, and Thor. And so I kind of did similar where I'm like, okay, I'm going to kind of like switch out people that I think would be kind of similar. So I switched out Storm for Thor, or Thor for Storm, and then I switched out Captain America with Deadpool. Very different personalities, but
well, Captain America would be pretty mad at the comparison. Honestly.
But my thinking was, I'm like, okay, like
Weird.
Captain America has his shield that he can throw, and Deadpool has his
guns that he can throw.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's like, so I'm like, as far as like traits go, like fighting styles, they can be kind of similar. So
that makes sense.
I think I don't know if I noticed it as much as when I was like, 'cause I read up on it and I watched some gameplay as well, but apparently everyone kind of gains experience, but only the ones in your group, and like the ones that are not in your group don't gain as much experience, but they try to keep them up.
So not like super weak if you ignore someone.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It's interesting, I mean, in a week, there's no way I could play super deep into this, but there's so many powers for each person to lock.
I have how long to beat.
Well, in the week, given everything else I have to do with my time.
In this week.
In this week. But like, I would think, because early on, like at first I didn't realize you did the, right trigger, and then your powers came up and you could do special powers. I'm like, okay, well, we're all just running around punching, and that's fine, but I don't know how much it matters, like who I am. And then, I see that, but then there's still, for all of them, there's a lot of powers you can unlock and put them on certain buttons. And so I'm like, by the time you get to the end, like there must be just so much crazy stuff going off, and everyone probably feels like way more different than they do early in the game. So you're getting more and more powers, and you're boosting them up so they're more powerful. Mm-hmm. Early on, it's like, okay, this is cool, neat effects. It probably doesn't matter that much. I think later on, it probably would start mattering a lot.
Well, and even just changing their outfit can make some differences too. So
I understand sometimes I'm wearing a certain outfit and I feel just a lot more confident. So I get it.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I didn't make it super far, but I'm wondering if there's like points in the game where you have to use certain people. Did you ever run into any of that? Like if like certain people could only help against certain things. Or...
I didn't run into that. I think there might be some things with like some of the like kind of the side quests where you need a character in your team to do it. But as far as like the main gameplay, I didn't run into that.
Yeah. There is a thing that it wasn't like that, but I ran into when you're between missions that I didn't end up messing with, and I'm curious if either you did and if it matters, where it said like, well, now you could pick a team. I'm like, I've been picking a team, but what it meant is like you could pick like the Avengers, and it's these 4 people, and you go out and they will have certain like
a team action
something like that. So like the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and like the Midnight Suns or something. I don't know if any of you did that or tried it or saw what it really did. But
didn't. Because like you can still have team. I'm curious to see how that difference, because like you can, regardless of who you have, you still have like some team action stuff that you can do. So I'm curious how much that differs.
Yeah.
If you're doing like a preset team.
Yeah. I was like, well, I got this. I wanted to try these guys, so I didn't do that.
I bet they put that in there just so you can role play.
Probably. Yeah. One thing that's kind of nice, I talked about how you can like boost up your various stats, is like you can choose for it to do it for you automatically, or you can pick them yourself. So if you don't want to get deep in the weeds about picking everything, you can just let the computer. I went and chose.
I got a min-max, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just, if it's power, I think it's just cool. I'm gonna put more points in that.
Well, I feel like maybe that's good for like now could you switch it per character, or was it just on or off?
Per character.
Okay. Because in that sense, like, let's say you main, like, 10 people. Or main, you switch them in and out. But the other ones, you just want, like, whatever, just pick.
Yeah.
So maybe that's kind of like that.
That's true. Yeah. But I think that's kind of a nice
that way you
touch.
don't have to, like, I mean, I could see how it could get super clunky if you're managing 20 to 30 characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
So-
sure. Oh yeah, that'd take forever to do.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed that there were no like I didn't fight any real tires or human-sized tanks.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, you need to go back and play this fantastic game on the NES called Uncanny X-Men for those big villains, the real A team of villains. That's where you need to go. Jesus Christ. Let me tell you about this X-Men game. No, I'm not going to. Go watch our 9 worst NES, or listen, whatever. 9 worst NES games of all time. I have things to say about the X-Men game.
Don't listen with your kids.
Don't listen with your... Yeah, you shouldn't.
I like did any of you play this when it first came out? 2006, for me, I had just graduated and I was kind of not into video gaming at that time. I was into surviving and life and stuff. So I didn't pick this up when it first came out. But I feel like I might have, if I was playing video games at that time, that I might have gotten into it. I like the feel of it. It felt like in a way, like a roguelike beat 'em up type thing, and it was cool because it had like the map and it showed all your characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure. And on Xbox 360, I don't know if that came out at the same time as the PS2 and Xbox one. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is right in like that middle transition period. Okay. I'm pretty sure I got it the most on the Xbox 360 because it was probably the prettiest one, or probably at least thought it was. But I don't think I played super far into it, though. At least I don't remember it very well, if I did. But I did remember that when you get to like Stark Tower, wherever you're running around, like the secretary will be like, Mr. Stark, there's like Betty and Elizabeth waiting in the lobby for you, or something. Like, there's always like a couple of girls waiting for Tony Stark. It's like, wow, Tony, settle down, boy. But he's not going to. But
He's not going to.
Tony Stark, like you, everyone to know, it's Ben Grimm's birthday today. Happy birthday, Ben.
Mm-hmm. I love that stuff.
What are they going to do if Iron Man has to fight Doctor Doom now?
In the movies? Well, Iron Man's technically dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I see, here's the thing that I don't necessarily keep up with or know.
It's confusing.
Because, they put out these movies, but not necessarily in the right timeline.
Right.
Obviously, I know that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I didn't know if, like, Doctor Doom was after this current situation or if it was...
Do you mean the current situation in the game or the...
No. I'm talking about the movies. But
Yeah, he's... I assume after the Thanos stuff.
Yeah.
I assume. Yeah, because I don't think what's space coming back to Captain America either. So I'm pretty sure it's after. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could do something.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No, it's okay. Now I'm like
just because they're the same.
It's like I suppose there's no reason they couldn't do it at a different time point, but I don't think they will.
Well, I mean, it's also colliding all sorts of different multiverses together too. So.
I mean, John Krasinski's already in it twice, so
there you go. Yeah. Some people have doubled up. So, what I thought, kind of along the same lines, is that I went into this having been a fan of Marvel comic, especially at least close to that time period. I went kind of like threw me off for a bit is that some of the characters don't know things that they should know. Like, they don't seem to be aware that Bruce Banner is the Hulk because they run into him and they seem like, oh, we have to keep you safe. Be in here. You're just a normal human.
And he talks about not being a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine with me. I'm not a superhero.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he probably was. But anyway, but yeah, there's things like that where it's like these characters should know this information, but they don't. So it's kind of its own little weird timeline where like a lot of characters do know each other, but there's like weird little facts in the game where I'm like, oh, that's odd. They should probably be aware of that at this point. But it doesn't. If you're not really, I'm not that tied up in like the continuity. It doesn't have to be the same. It just looks like, oh, they don't know this. Oh, okay, weird. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah,
because I thought, by the time all of them are kind of together, they kind of are Avengers, and Hulk was definitely one of them.
Yeah. Most of those characters I'm sure knew who he was.
Going back to playing it back when it was released, like I was kind of in a similar situation to you where like I wasn't really playing video games when at this point, and the few games I did play were just playing like backlogs of games that I had already owned. So
Yeah. I think it was a pretty popular game. I think it did pretty well overall. But yeah, it's, there's a lot of games out there. So one thing I think is weird. So I was often had as Wolverine as like my main guy that I was controlling. And so when he spoke like audibly out loud, he talked like Wolverine. But if it was in text speech, he was very, very polite. And I'm like, this is not like, it seems like it would be kind of easy to be like, oh, at least this group of characters would speak politely, so they will say things politely.
Yeah.
These ones are going to be more gruff. But no, he's like, yes, I understand, sir, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, come on, man. That was weird to me. Like, they bothered doing it for the voice acting, but not for the text, which probably would not take a lot of extra work. I thought that was weird. Minor nitpicks, but it was kind of strange.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because this was also something that was weird for me. And I don't know if I'm just mixing up stuff, but when did the Marvel movies start coming out where they were all interconnected?
It was the first Iron Man movie, which I believe came out around this time.
Yeah. Well, they did, didn't they, at the end of, like, the Hulk movie that came out before that, didn't Nick Fury show up at the end of that?
Yeah.
But that was, it's like they kind of, like, I feel like they almost...
But that wasn't... That was with...
the first Iron Man...
That was a totally different Hulk guy.
That was with Ed Norton.
Yeah.
The first Iron Man movie came out in 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was after this.
Yeah.
Okay, because I kept thinking, like, I don't know. When I think of Marvel characters now, I really think of the people that we have in the movies, because they are, from 2008 to current, they put out so many, and they're all interlocked and stuff like that. So it was just interesting seeing like old renditions of these characters,
right?
Yeah,
that I don't necessarily like. Wolverine seemed a little different to me, and I don't know if I just kept thinking of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but he seemed, I don't know, he seemed a little chubbier in the face.
The one that threw me off, and it shouldn't have.
Nick Fury was not Samuel L. Jackson.
He's very different. And Black Widow spoke with a Russian accent, which she doesn't in the movies at all. Like, she doesn't do that. But I mean, it makes sense. Her background, she probably should. But like, Scarlett Johansson's not doing that. She's just like speaking like a American gal. So
speaking like Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yeah, she's speaking
exactly. It's me, Mario.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, she's pulling a Chris Pratt with Black Widow. Exactly. Yes. This game's neat because it plays very much like a beat 'em up, and beat 'em ups are cool. But the problem with them is they can feel repetitive because walk right, punch things, walk right, punch things, and even the ones that I like a lot. It's not like I'm going to play them every single day because it's like I have done this many times now. This one has that, but I think with the RPG elements and being able to swap characters, and even though I forgot to do it almost constantly, the ability to like order your characters to be on the defensive or offensive if you're not directly controlling them, all those things really made like that kind of genre like a lot more interesting than it would be if you go back and try to play Double Dragon. That's the oldest possible thing I can come up with, Double Dragon. But you get what I mean. Like, it's got a lot more to it than even like the really good beat 'em ups of earlier times, I think.
Well, what's interesting too is when I was like reading up on stuff, I was looking up stuff about leveling, and of course, I just put in like leveling and then the game name. But people were actually like talking about how to like farm in this game and the best places to like farm levels and experience and all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
But, I don't know. And like, if you go through the game multiple times, you can level up to 100 and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh, so it's got like kind of New Game Plus where you can go back in, like with your experience intact. Oh, fascinating! I didn't know that. Interesting. Wow, you must be like amazing at level 100, because especially with the normal enemies, because they're not tough even when you,
Well, that was another thing that I thought was a little bit strange with this game, because like in the first one, you're like the first mission, you're like on one of the shield helicrafts and like just trying to defeat the guys, and like there's soldiers, and then there was some super soldiers. And so I was like, oh, these guys are gonna be tough. And then I'm like, no. And then they just look bigger. Like,
I mean, they can grab you and throw you a lot more, which is
Yeah.
impressive, but it wasn't that deadly or anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well. I also played on easy, so maybe that's why. I was trying to get through it and see more of it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they could be, I mean, they're an added problem for fighting a boss, and there's bad guys around too. Like when you're fighting MODOK and there's like the aim guys just shooting at you the whole time. Like that's kind of a pain. Like they're actually more likely to hurt you probably than MODOK is if you're paying attention to his.
Well, that's the part that I thought was funny. Is like I thought the aims guys with the people that shot at you were a bigger threat than the super soldiers were.
Yeah, because you had to get, well, unless you use your special abilities, which I don't know if you want to do that on the basic guys that much. Like you had to get to them and they'd be shooting at you. You guys all fought the first boss, like the Fin Pang Foom, the big dragon guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that fight. That's pretty cool. I mean, I found it hard to control the big gun you had to use to shoot him down a little bit, but it's kind of neat because you had to go to this big, it's like a mounted turret thing that you had to shoot him down with, and then you could hit him when he got down, but he'd be doing all kinds of big things to you. Like that was actually a pretty interesting fight. Mm-hmm. So better than a lot of other beat 'em up fights.
Were there? Because I didn't experiment too much with different characters. Were there more like I don't know. I'm always thinking of it like a D&D party. You know, were there more like support type characters, or were they all kind of offense? I felt like a lot of them were very.
I think they were all offense.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I didn't go deep into all of them, but yeah, I felt like they were all characters that could hold their own in a fight pretty well. I'm sure there are some that are better than others, but I think you might have to get a lot further into the game to start really seeing it.
Invisible one might be more defensive and be able to do like
makes sense.
Shields and stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't play as her, so
I know I was going to, but for some reason I couldn't quite fit her into a slot in my party that I wanted to fill. I actually like Invisible Woman.
It's actually interesting when I was like looking through the list of like what characters were in what games. In most of the games, all 4 Fantastic Four people are there, but in the Game Boy Advance thing was the only one that was in it. The other 3 were.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
How lonely for thing.
Because it's just interesting. Because usually when I like to like min max my groups, when you can get groups in games, you want like for like Final Fantasy games or those type of games, you want like a damage character, you want a tank, you want a healer. And when I really think about the Marvel universe, like there aren't that many like healer superheroes.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I don't know why.
Yeah, it's not real common. Yeah. I mean, there's like a
probably not that exciting.
Well, the way this one is, it also wouldn't really make sense for the way this gameplay is, because when you defeat the bad guys, there's orbs that are released, and one heals you physically, and one heals you your energy.
Energy.
Now I'm desperately trying to think of anyone who like heals. But that'd be weird. Can you imagine like if there's a character in the Marvel comics who mainly heals, like them having a solo issue where they show up and there's a villain and everyone's like, help me. Like, once you're hurt, I will heal you. I'm not fighting that guy. Like, let's be real. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's not a lot of need for it here. But it'd be cool if like, and maybe she can, I don't know, but like if Invisible Woman could put up a shield somewhere between you and something else that you could, fight 2 guys instead of 5 guys, the guys can't get to you. Like, that would be neat. I don't know if that's a thing, but...
How did you like the AI? Like, when you're not controlling the characters? The ones that you're not controlling?
Yeah.
How did you like that?
It was all right. I mean, like, I didn't have a lot of issues. I like that if I went to go up and destroy something, everyone else would just join in. That was nice, because I don't know why Captain America wants to destroy his computer. Like, he's like, I guess so. Cool. I don't know. But
it's all technology. He's like, I don't get it.
I don't know. I didn't personally have any issues. Did either of you?
I occasionally did. Like, there's sometimes when, like, the group wouldn't completely follow me. And I was like, I don't know if it's because they were going off where I was supposed to be going and I was going somewhere else, or like...
Yeah, I did notice, like, sometimes they would, like, wander off.
Yeah. And so, like, occasionally there was something like that where I'm like, okay, are you guys coming, or, like, what's going on? issue that I had more of with this game is that, like, the camera would sometimes follow you and sometimes it wouldn't. And so then I would kind of forget that I could adjust the camera angle. And so, because I'm like, oh, like, it's weird that, like, I'm, like, kind of hidden behind this corner, and then, like, because the camera's been following me, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I can adjust the camera. And so then, but then, like, when I did adjust the camera, like, sometimes I felt like the camera angle was still, like, at a really weird angle. And I'm like, and so, like, I, like, would start focusing on the camera instead of fighting, because I'm like, this looks weird. And so, like, I was trying to, like, adjust it so that
I had one time where it felt like it, like, zoomed, like, way out for, like, 2 seconds, and then it, like, completely, like, just snapped back to, like, a different position where it was closer. But it didn't happen much. Yeah. It was weird. But, like, in general, I thought the camera did a pretty decent job of following you and not in an obnoxious way. Like, it did a lot better than the Stinger. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness.
So, but yeah, it had a couple little things. I did remember, actually, with the characters falling, there's that level where you're kind of running. I think it's on the second level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think half my team was dead. So I had Storm and Wolverine. And, like, I'd jump up somewhere with Storm and I'd be running and Wolverine's not following. He's just staying down there. I'm like, okay, dude. But it was usually when there was a door I had to go into, like, very soon anyway. So I'd go in and then he'd be, like, in the room with me. So it wasn't a big issue, but kind of strange. But they're also in the same level. There'd be areas where I would, because the flying characters can fly. If you double jump, they'll be flying. And so I'd jump up with Storm and go to a second level. Well, Wolverine's down there. And I'd be like, man, I hope he can get to me, because there's probably villains between me and him. But it didn't take him long to come running up to where I was. I mean, they were pretty good. At least he was pretty good at finding his way to where I was at. So that was good. What about, did you have any kind of weird AI things going on? Or
No, just the ones kind of like she had mentioned where it seemed like they wanted to do their own thing sometimes. You're like, I thought I was the leader. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever. I thought the video portions were good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's man, I think it's they really did a good job overall, especially for this being the PS2, which is, I mean, not talking about the Game Boy Advance, but it was on the Xbox and the Xbox 360 and the PS3 at the same time. Like, of those four, it's probably the least powerful system, but I mean, it's still, I thought it had really good environments. The only thing that I thought was kind of weird, and I don't know if you guys fought MODOK, but it looked like, because he's like a giant head and a weird little hover. I don't know. But his face looked like it was actually like a flat plane with his face drawn on it. It looked a lot better than WWF No Mercy. It was a lot better graphics. They hit it better, but it kind of looked like his face painted on a flat plane.
It looked more like, it looked like he was more in like a glass container than just his head being rubbed in.
Yeah. It was fine. I was like, oh, because I mean, everyone else, their face isn't that big because they're normal sized people.
Yeah.
He's like he's a giant head. So, yeah, but
Is this from the
I
game?
think that's it. Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
That looks weird.
Yeah, it's odd.
I mean, but MODOK is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
it's fine. It's not a big complaint. It's kind of like, oh, it's a little different. All right,
Yeah.
sure. But do you guys think that this game is one that holds up today, worth playing still? After all
I
these
definitely
years?
do. Yeah, like, I mean, I just feel since there's been re-released for all these different systems, I'm sure the graphics have been upgraded too. So it's like, you know, I think kind of like if you like superheroes or beat 'em ups, I think that's a good game to try out.
Yeah.
I agree. And I don't know the continuity between, because there are 3 games.
so.
Two sequels.
Yeah, 2 sequels to this game. But I don't think that they are necessarily like ones that you just want to like, oh, I'll play 3 instead of 1 because it's newer, if that makes sense. If you like, and I feel like it's very much a comic Marvel thing, you know, amongst any games, like, you know, whether it's DC or Marvel or all those things, like if you like a certain storyline and you like this particular Doctor Doom storyline, then you're gonna like this game. So you don't I would suggest this game as opposed to just playing the newest one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the newest one is only available for the Switch as well.
Okay.
So,
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah, because it was developed for, polished by Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. That's so weird. But no, I agree. I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm only going to get to play it multiplayer. I think this will be really fun multiplayer. But even single player, it's a good time. I would play it before I'd play most other beat 'em ups, really, because it's just got more stuff going on and a little more tailoring your character or characters to your tastes. So, yeah, I think this is very much worth your time. Unless, I mean, as long as you don't hate superheroes, obviously. But if you like them at all, yeah, this is cool. If you happily went in and watched, Endgame and all that stuff, because it had so many people in there, man, this is the game for. Even though this one isn't the Thanos storyline, still, you got your big mix of characters. Good times, man.
Yeah,
it's fun.
As far as replayability, I would imagine it has some. I mean, yes, you'll get used to like who you're fighting, how to fight them, and whatnot. But the fact that there are so many characters, and depending on how you played through the first time, at least, if you more focused on certain characters or you only focused on a certain group of characters, there is like, so many characters that you can like, next time I go through, I'm going to try these ones and see how they work together, or I'm going to do this, or maybe I want to do like an Avengers playthrough where I'm just playing as this group, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think in that way it has replayability. Obviously you'll kind of know where to go and stuff like that. But
yeah, and there's a lot of little collectibles too. Like I don't know how hard, if there's any that are super hard to find, but there's like sketchbooks and artwork and like training, like mini game things. Like I don't know if they're mini games, but modes that you can get for each character. So
yeah, and depending on whether you unlock certain things. But,
absolutely.
Speaking of which, I do have the How Long to Beat. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It doesn't say what system it's for, but I'm assuming they're all roughly the same except for the one that we're not
the one we won't mention.
It says the main story is about 13 hours. Main plus extra is 18 and a half hours, and then completionist is, which I'm assuming you get like all the upgrades for all the characters, all the outfits, you find all the collectibles and whatnot. It says it takes about 35 and a half hours.
It's not bad.
It's almost double the main storyline.
Yeah. I mean, for basically an action game, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. So that's very cool. If you'd like this in your collection for the PS2, I didn't look up every single version. The disc alone is $10. If you want it complete, it's $13. Just get it complete. $3. Come on, man. $13. If you want it in shrink wrap, it's $39. So not high prices.
Interesting.
Really on any of it. I think they made a lot of them. That's my guess.
Yeah. It's also had a re-release too. So
yeah, well, there's that too.
That was.
I mean, but if I was specifically thinking I want to have my PS2 collection, like, I would absolutely pay $13 for this. This is like, that's like not even that's like a no-brainer. I would almost even pay the $39. Maybe not, but I wouldn't be mad if I spent $39 on it, but I wouldn't do it just for shrink wrap. So it's not, not likely. But yeah, I think it's worthwhile, personally.
I was looking for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
Yeah. Loose is about like $12.
Loose is more for the Game Boy Advance than the PS? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it says 12 to 30.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Avoid that. All right. So we reached the point where usually we have games that we brought to randomize. This time's different because the thing we picked is, or the thing that we randomize is fan picks. So we do have some fan picks that people have come into our Facebook group or I don't know if we got any from Discord, but they could have given it to us in Discord, or they could have emailed all this information, by the way, down in the notes for this episode. But they have given us games that they would like us to cover. So we're going to tell you, because right now the list isn't massive, so we're going to give you the list of ones that we have in the randomizer. We're not going to vote on one. We are going to talk about if there's any that we would especially like, but we're not increasing the chances of those happening at all. It's just going to be completely random So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
So.
All right, so we do have a list of 17 games. There is 1 or 2 repeats because a couple people suggested them. So we left those repeats in, kind of acting as the vote for this week.
Yep.
So we have Spyro the Dragon, 8 Eyes, Jet Force Gemini, Soul Reaver, Spyro the Dragon, Gauntlet Legends, Legends of Dragoon, Shadow of Rome, Freedom Fighters, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Final Fantasy Legends,
Chrysalis?
Yeah, Chrysalis, The Guardian Legend, Alien Soldier, Crusader of
Senti?
Illusions of Gala, and Demon's Crest.
All right.
Yeah. And those span over quite a few different
Yeah, we're going
systems.
from NES through what? PS2 is probably the most
Yeah,
recent one?
PS2, some Game Boy, some Genesis, SNES.
Right on.
So, is there any that you would be excited for?
To be honest, I don't know. These fans, they don't necessarily have the same genre in mind as me that much, but I've looking at this list of 17, I've only played a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've played Spyro the Dragon, never intensely. I don't know if I even owned it. I played it over at a friend's house a couple times. That's kind of like a 3D platformy type game.
Yep.
I've heard of some of them, like Soul Reaver, Legends of Dragoon. Never played them. And then there's some games that I have not necessarily brought to the table, but I have voted on to get played here, like Gauntlet Legends. I think you brought it up most of the time. And then Marvel vs. Capcom 2, great game. But other than those, some of these games I've never even heard of. So it's interesting.
Right on.
Yeah. As far as ones that I would be excited to play, I've Legends of Dragoon, I think. Any ones that I've brought to the table before. Spyro the Dragon, so that Sam doesn't beat me up at Jiu-Jitsu for not saying it. But
yeah, so there's a couple on here. I haven't played a lot of these either. There's some I've played a little, but not a ton. There are 2 that I'm really interested in doing though. I do want to play Legends of Dragoon. I feel like this is Sony being like, we can do a Final Fantasy after Final Fantasy VII was massively popular, and it was even well received. And yet, I don't know how well it's sold, but I mean critically received well.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, crickets. We could use a remaster or Legend of Dragoon 2, maybe. Well, I don't know. I haven't played it. Maybe it sucks. Don't listen to me, Sony. Get back to me later. We'll see. The other one I'm interested in is Crusader of Senti, because this is a weird one for me because I was really into Genesis RPGs and that kind of game, and I was not aware of this game until I was well into adulthood. And apparently it's a good game, and it's sort of Zelda-ish, and somehow it just completely flew under my radar for
heard of it.
decades. So I'm curious to try that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know Genesis had RPGs.
Oh, it's got so many. So many. So many.
How many?
852. That's probably not true.
I guess that might be total gay.
Yeah. I mean, anyway. Ballpark, yeah. Sure.
So there's a few that I am kind of hoping for. Gauntlet Legends, because
You brought it up.
I brought
times.
it up a few times,
Yeah.
so I really enjoy that game a lot. So I'm of course hoping for that. Soul Reaver is another one that I've brought up a couple times.
Yeah. And then she created a different account and then pretended she's a fan.
I also would look forward to Spyro. That's a game that I have not played. I think I played a demo of it, and that was kind of it. And then
Maybe that's what I played on those little PlayStation demo discs.
I missed this.
But that's kind of all that I've done with that. So, but it's the game that I'm like, seems like something that I would be interested in. I don't know why I never picked it up.
It's a fun game.
And then I'm curious about the Final Fantasy Legends. I like almost all the Final Fantasy games I've played.
But
So
for regular gameplay.
yeah. So I'm curious about that one.
I played that one a lot when I was a kid because I had it like on a road trip, and I remember liking it then. I have no idea how it holds up today.
Yeah.
I couldn't begin to tell you because
So.
it's been so long. Okay, so we find out which one we're gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So out of 17.
17.
Okay, so I put it in there, so we should be good. 12.
12 is Chrysalis.
Chrysalis
from-
for the NES.
Yep. And that pick was from Joe.
Joe. All right, Joe. We got one of yours. I think. I don't have things prepared to talk about. But I think it is sort of like an action RPG, sort of Zelda-ish. Or I'm wrong. It's a game, though. I'll tell you that. Chrysalis from Joe. All right, I'm excited. NES.
Classic action RPG for the Nintendo Entertainment System, released by SNK in 1990. It features a post-apocalyptic science fantasy setting, real-time combat with a top-down perspective, and story-driven adventure where players awaken from a cryogenic sleep to stop an evil empire.
Nice.
It's celebrated for its deep gameplay, including elemental swords and charged attacks, strong soundtrack, and a numerous quality of life features ahead of its time.
Nice. I've never played it, but I've heard good things about it besides just from Joe. So, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Should be good.
I'm excited.
This artwork is wild.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Got the thing. Got
It's a werewolf or something?
a beholder, some sort of slug in the background.
Yeah. That's a lot of,
That looks
that's a lot of
good.
enemies surrounding. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Chrysalis, it's going to be.
And then this would be the time where we normally randomize what we're going to be doing next week.
Yeah.
However,
We're doing something different. Because when the episode comes out, it will be when the episode when we would God damn it. When the episode where we would play the game that we would have randomized from the picks we would usually now have comes out, it'll be the first episode of the new year.
what?
No, it'll be
No.
Christmas Eve.
It'll be Christmas Eve.
No, it'll be
No.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. God damn it.
Yeah.
It'll be New Year's Eve.
It'll be New Year's Eve.
Final answer.
Yes.
Final answer, yes. It'll be a freaking day.
Our fan pick is coming out Christmas Eve.
So,
Yes.
as a... Now I can't call it a New Year's celebration. As a New Year's Eve.
It is.
Yeah.
During
Okay.
the countdown.
Fine. Anyway,
You know,
as it is. We'll be counting down live, but you'll be seeing it later. Earlier. That's right. Listen, time. I can't handle time, you guys. This is a lot. I'm not fucking Doctor Who. All right.
Our
Yep.
New Year's Eve special episode.
Like, please use somebody else talk. I can't do it anymore.
Yes. So the New Year's Eve special episode will kind of be a mix of a review of things that have happened during this year, as well as things that we're looking forward to next year. So we've broken it down into about 6 categories. Obviously, there'll probably be honorable mentions because, we can't, we can never narrow it down.
We're indecisive.
But we're essentially going to pick one game from each category, give a little talk about it, what we like or didn't like, and then some of the games we might not go into super detail because they have been covered before.
Mm-hmm.
But of the games that haven't, we will give you prices, critics, and things like that. The categories are as follows. Number 1, top game that we played this year. This isn't necessarily retro, so it will be anything of the games that we played this year. Number 2 will be the top game that we played on this channel. So of the 20-something games that we are more, because some of them were multiple.
Yeah.
Of those games, well, the multiple ones, they're not our favorite. Don't worry about it.
That is true.
Or they are. I don't know.
I said okay.
But so we have to specifically pick a game that we played on this channel that we like the most.
Double switch. Oh, dang it, I gave it away. Ah.
And then we have the worst game that we might have picked up or played this year. And then number 4 is the worst game that we played on this channel. And then number 5 starts looking into the future. So number 5 is what game release we are most looking forward to of the ones that we know of that are coming out in 2026. GTA 6 could be on it, even though we're for sure it's going to get bumped again.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
I don't believe it.
And then number 6 is, what game might be lurking in our backlog that we either want to pick up again and finish or try for the first time next year?
That's a list to look at. That's going to be a lot to pick from. But that's okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. A little bit of a year in review and a year looking forward.
Yeah.
That makes sense? I don't know. I can't talk anymore. I really don't know why I keep doing it. But that's it. So that's going to be our special episode. And we're going to be playing Chrysalis in the meantime. Please play Chrysalis with us. Let us know your thoughts in Facebook group or Discord. We would love to hear about them. If there's big story spoilers, don't tell us. Don't tell us. I have to edit. I'll be behind. It's not fair. But yeah, I'm excited about all these things. It's going to be fun. So, you guys have anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, make sure you follow us in those places that I've now mentioned twice. And give us reviews wherever it's applicable. Thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever you're listening or watching us on. Give us a happy thing. Subscribe. You know.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Get notifications. All that. Leave comments as well when you can, because that helps us even more get into people's ears. Ugh. So, that's it. Okay. Well, we won't see you next time. You will see or hear us next time.
We can actually see you through your computers.
We can.
Yep.
It's creepy. We've had to all.
Put on some clothes.
Yeah. Please do. Most of you. There are a couple of you probably it's okay, but most of you. All right. Bye.
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 All those superheroes in the game, but no Speedball, the masked Marvel. And they called it an ultimate alliance.